Hi.
Hello. You're the only one with me so far, Alex.
Yeah.
Well, how come you're not in Spanish?
Because Spanish ended 2 minutes ago.
Oh, where is everyone?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I make hand
Alex, were you here the whole time?
Good morning.
No. I was not here because it ended 3 minutes ago. Where were you during
Good morning. Yeah, I.
Supposed to stay in class. My brother said you're a savage for leaving class and going
I
to his
lost
command.
connection to the internet. Thank you very much.
Also, you still look confused.
Maybe you would have told me.
Should I
Let me tell you.
nugget, or should I say it? Why do I take everything very seriously? Oh my god. I'm
Okay,
cool.
fifth grade.
Shut
I would like to turn to page 455. 455. Alex, were you in Spanish for the first part of class? Like, were you there until
Yes, I
9:30?
lost connection from the internet.
He was there for a bit, but then he left, and then I
I don't know what you're
and then
talking about, Jack.
and then
I
we
was there, like,
and
the
we
whole
didn't know
time,
who
and
it
there's
was.
still I lost connection.
No,
Excuse me, boys. Let me
I know
ask
you're
Alex, please.
I was there like more than you.
Lost connection. We weren't at Spanish for the rest of the class.
please,
I was only gone for like
boys.
5 minutes.
please.
Fifth grade, excuse me. Mrs. Palmer asked Alex a question, so I would like Alex to answer me. I can't hear him if you guys are shouting.
So basically,
Okay, Alex,
I lost
were you in
connection
Spanish
from the internet.
during class?
I did Spanish. I don't know why they're so mad. Like, I lost connection to my internet, but it was for like 5 minutes, and they're all really mad at me now or something. They're like, "Oh, you got for like the whole entire class, or you got like all of class, or you're like, you only there for 5 minutes." I don't know what they're talking about.
No,
I was there like until like the end of class, and I had 5 minutes, and I lost my internet.
You're getting mad at yourself.
All right. Everybody still needs to be muted until Alex is done. All right. So, Alex and boys, this is just a question that I'm asking Alex, and it's between Alex and Mrs. Lips. So nobody has to be upset if Alex loses connection, even if Alex doesn't show up to class, right? That's not for us to worry about. I was just checking to make sure everything is okay with his connection. If I need to talk to Mr. Gilbert or Mrs. Lips about that, okay? So if Alex loses connection even at 8:02 or 9:02, it is between him and Mrs. Lips, all right? You just keep going about getting done what you need to do.
Yeah,
Yes.
my internet is really bad, so me and my dad are looking out to get a different internet because it's just really bad here.
Okay,
Oh, and
that's fine.
Alex,
All right.
just to let you know, since I think you're gone a little more than 5 minutes, did you hear the homework? It was just the same thing than tomorrow. You know, the
I'm pretty sure it's just El Verbo Exacto or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gone for like 8
more
minutes.
than 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
like 8 minutes, yeah.
All right, let's check our work on page 455. Right, you guys are multiplying fractions. You did great yesterday, so I think we should be able to get through this pretty easily. We're going to start with number 2. And I'm going to go ahead and start with Alex, number 2.
Number 2. For number 2, I put 1/2.
Good. Number 3, Bernadette.
I got 5/12.
Yes, good. Number 4, Grace.
I got 2/7.
Good. And 5, Grant.
2.5. 2 and 4/8, which is 2.5.
Good. Okay, number 6, Irfan.
Sure. I was getting stuff organized. Sorry. Number 6. I got 3/15.
Okay, good. Let's reduce that, Irfan. 3/15 could be reduced to
1/5.
good. Okay, good. 1/5. And since it's a story problem, I'm going to put of the yard so I can label that. And number 7, Jack.
7. 1/4.
Good. And since it's a story problem, I'm going to label that of the pets. Okay. 1/4 of the pets. Right. Next section, you had to substitute in whatever they tell you the variable is. All right. Throwing a little algebra at us. Lily, what did you get for number 8?
Number 8, I got 2/3.
7/8. So I'm going to have you try this with me. All right. They want you to, it says 7/8 times C for C equals 8. So they want us to do 7/8 times 8.
To make that 1/8. 1/8.
So we're going to cross out the 8s and make them 1s. That's good. Now multiply straight across, Lily.
So it would be 7.
Good. 7/1, which is 7.
Oh, I did number 9.
Oh, okay.
I got number 7.
Oh,
yes.
good. Okay.
I got 7.
Good. Pete, what did you get for number 9?
Do you want me to just tell you what I did or what I what I
You
did?
can just tell me your answer.
Okay, 2/3.
Just your answer's fine. Yeah, 2/3 is good. 10. Back to Alex.
Number 10, I put 3 3/10. I don't know. I think I got something wrong.
Right, we're going to multiply straight across 1/2 times 3/10, and we'll get 3/20. Right, because you're multiplying 2 times 10 for the denominator, Alex. Right. Number 11, Bernadette.
My answer is 4.
Good. Okay, 12, Grace.
My answer is 4/7 of the total distance.
Good. Yeah, they didn't tell us a label, right? Like miles or kilometers or something. So 4/7 of the distance. Good. And number 13, Grant. What fraction of the group are boys? Good.
2 boys.
Mhm. Good. 2 9s, we'll call it, yep, brown-eyed boys. Good work. Okay. We're going to work on the page 456 next. Remember, the first 2 should be problems like you had for homework. All right, so Irfan, will you read number 1 for us?
Number 1, Fritz attended band practice for 5-6 hours. Then he went home and practiced for 2/5 as long as band practice. How many minutes did he practice at home?
Okay, so he practiced for 5/6 of an hour. So I'm trying to think of the best way to do that because we have to think about how many minutes are in an hour. Just give me 1 second to think about that. Yeah, okay. You could do 5/6 times 2/5. Okay. Go ahead and multiply those fractions. You could either reduce or you could go straight across and then reduce, but go ahead and work on that and then tell me what you get, Irfan.
I got 1/3.
Good. Okay. But so that can't be our answer though, because they want to know how many minutes. So it's like 1/3 of an hour. So, Irfan, how many minutes are in an hour?
There's 60 minutes in an hour.
Good. So if you divided that by 3, how many minutes would that be? If you divided 60 minutes by 3 to get 1/3 of that.
1.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead. You were right.
20.
20 minutes. Yep. So Irfan was right. He multiplied the fractions and got 1/3. But then for our answer, they want to know minutes. So 1/3 of an hour is 20 minutes. Good work. Hey, Jack, could you read number 2 for us? Jack, you're
Camera.
muted.
Sorry.
Jack, you're muted.
Darlene read 5/8 of 56 page book. How many pages did Darlene read? You do 5/8 times 56/1.
Mm-hmm. This is one where it's good to reduce first,
Yeah.
so you get some smaller
Yeah.
numbers.
And then you reduce the 8 to 1 and the 56 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get 36/1, which is just 36.
Or, wait, not 36. What's 5 times 7?
Wait, were we supposed to do this page for homework, by the way?
No, we're just doing it now.
Alright. Because I didn't do it. I was worried.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine. But it's just what when you did the 5 times 7. What is 5 times 7, Jack?
35 pages.
Yep, 35 pages. Good. This is one of example where I think it's really good to reduce first. We could do 5 times 56. And that would be 280. So we would have 280/8, and then we would have to reduce that. But this is one where I really like to reduce first, and it makes it simple. Okay, number 3 goes to Lily. Lily, they want to know, what is the quotient of 18 divided by 1,000? This is one where we have to think about just moving the decimal. Okay, so you have the number 18, and the decimal comes after it. And when we divide by 1,000, we have to move that decimal 3 times to the left. So they're just trying to remind us of that. Boop, boop, boop. So what would our answer end up being, Lily? You have to unmute, honey, because you're still muted.
It would be 18,000.
Well, move your decimal the other way. That's moving it to the right, but we have to move it 3 times
Oh.
towards the front. So move it over once, twice, and then again.
So that would be 0.018.
Yes, good. And 0.018. Good work. Okay, number 4. A machine produces 1,000 bowling pins an hour. Each are valued at $8.37. What is the total value of pins produced in an hour? Okay, Pia. This similar.
837,000, because you put the 3 zeros at the end.
Okay, but this is what we're starting with, Pia, 8.37, because $8.37. We have to move that decimal 3 times to the right.
Oh.
Just move it 3 times, and what will you get?
8,370.
Yes, good. 8,370. Right? It was 8.37, and then you move your decimal 1, 2, 3 times. You have to add that extra 0 in, and we get $8,370. All right. Number 5, back to our fractions. Keith had 8.5 cups of flour. He used 5 2/3 to make bread. How many cups of flour does Keith have left? Alex. What do I have to do for number 5?
For number 5,
Yeah, add, subtract, multiply, divide those fractions. What am I doing?
do subtraction.
Yep. We have to subtract. And of course, we can't subtract unless we get a common denominator. What are we going to use for that denominator, Alex?
6.
Good. All right, so that's going to give us 8 3/6 minus 5 4/6. Okay, now, Alex, now you have another issue because you can't take 4/6 away from 3/6. So what are you going to do?
You're gonna cross out the 4.
I'm gonna look at the top one. I have 8 3/6. I'm gonna change that one.
8 3/6. You're going to put 8. You're gonna cross out the 3.
Yeah.
And you're going to make it 9.
Yes, good. Okay, cross out the 8 and make it a 7 because we're borrowing 1. And then Alex is right. Cross out the 3, make it a 9 because we borrowed 1, which is 6/6. So we already have 3.
So that means it's 7
All right. And what was your final answer then, Alex?
7 5/6.
Well, you have to do the subtraction. 7 minus 5.
7 minus 5. Oh yes, sorry, I didn't see that. 2.
Good. 2 5/6 cups. Good. Okay. All right. So they're bringing that back to us just so we don't forget how to make equivalent fractions with the common denominator and how to borrow. Number 6. The Blue Lake Trail is 11 3/8 miles long. Gemma has hiked 2.5 miles each hour for 3 hours. How far is she from the end of the trail? Okay, this one's for you, Bernadette, and you're going to have multi-steps, okay?
Okay.
What do you think the first step would be?
6 feet.
Leave him alone. Why do you feel like embarrassed?
So I already did this one,
With all his
but,
friends
Okay.
on campus.
so I got 5. 5, 2. Wait. Yeah. So my answer is 7 7/8 miles.
Is how far she is from the end?
Oh, I mean 3 7/8 miles.
3 7/8 miles is correct. Good. All right. Now I'm going to walk through that just so everyone can see the steps, right? So the first thing that you did you see how far she hiked total?
That was 7.5.
Good. So the trail was 11 3/8 miles, and Bernadette subtracted 7.5. Right? Just like that. And it's going to be like it was for Alex's, where we can't subtract because they don't have a common denominator. Okay. So what did you change 7.5 into, Bernadette?
I changed that to
Instead of 7.5, you made it 7 and
so I crossed out the 7 and made it a 6.
that. Oh, I just mean this part. 7.5, make it 7 4/8. Did you do that? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So everyone change 7.5 to 7 4/8. And again, this is like Alex's. We can't take 4/8 away from 3/8, so we're going to have to borrow. Okay. And that's going to be 10 11/8. When we subtract, we get exactly what Bernadette said, 3 7/8. All right. Good work, Bernadette. All right. Do you guys have any questions on page 456?
Yes. What were the answers for 2, 3, 4, and 5?
Okay, but Grant, I wanted you to do those along with us so that you're not just writing the answers down. Were you say that again?
My computer wasn't working, so I had to leave and shut it off. So
Okay, I got you. All right, this is 2, 3, and 4.
All right.
Okay, you got those?
Almost. All right, and 5.
There you go.
All right.
And we're going to turn the page to 457. We are at our mid-chapter checkpoint. Okay. Number 1, I want you to cross off. It's talking about a model. Okay. But I do want us to answer number 2. This is one I want us to think about. Okay. Grace, would you read number 2 for us?
Sure. When you multiply 2/3 by a fraction less than 1, how does the product compare to the factors? Explain.
Okay. So I'm multiplying 2/3 by a fraction, any fraction less than 1. Okay. So the product would be my answer there. How is my answer to that problem going to compare to 2/3 or to the other fraction? What would you think about that, Grace?
Well, it definitely will end up being less than 1 because 2/3 is less than 1. And since it said the other fraction will be less than 1. So it will compare because all of the fractions and the product will be less than 1.
Good. Yep, they'll both be less than 1, and they'll both be less than whatever those factors are. Because if I multiply 2/3 by something less than 1, I'll get something smaller than 2/3. And if I multiply whatever that number is by 2/3, since 2/3 is less than 1, it's also going to be less than that. So let's write in for number 2. Let's start with saying the product. Okay, so we can write a nice sentence with a capital letter. The product will be less than both factors. Okay, the product will be less than both factors, period. So we can make a nice sentence.
Should we explain?
Nope, that's it. Okay. It's basically since you're finding a part of a part, but it's okay. We talked about the explanation, so that is good. I want you guys to do the mid-chapter checkpoint. Okay. So that's what I want you to do for homework. Number 16.
Wait. Can you share the board again? I wasn't
Sure. Yep.
What about number 16?
Number 16, you don't have to do. It's a model, but if you want to try it for fun and see what you think that problem would be, you could write it in because we'll talk about it tomorrow. But you're really only responsible for numbers 3 to 15. Okay? If you want to do 16 just for fun, you can. See if you can figure out what it is. Okay, but I want you to do mid-chapter checkpoint numbers 3 to 15. Okay? All right, if you guys have questions on those, I'll be available 2 to 3. You can pop in to see me, or you can send me an email if you're working on it at some other time during the day and you get stuck. Okay, and I'll get back to you.
All right.
All right. Other than that, have a great day. Have fun with Mr. Tosic. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.